Quality and consistent sleep create the space for quality and consistent menstrual cycles. To help you find your better relationship towards sleep, I'm going to take you through the hacks that I find to be the most helpful. Today we'll focus on light hygiene. We are working with the same body, more or less, same biological functions as the humans who invented fire. Imagine how wild our modern world feels on a body from that time. Waking up to alarm clocks rather than the sun and falling asleep to screens rather than the stars. Our bodies have not evolved at the same pace as society. There's no shade to modern living. I'm hyped to live at this time in the world. I just want to illustrate why we need mindfulness around things that we barely notice, like light. Light helps regulate our circadian rhythms, that 24-hour clock in our body that tells us when to be asleep and when to be awake, among other functions. Now, back in the day when the sun was our main source of light, things were pretty simple. Sun rises, the body wakes up and becomes alert. Sun goes down, body relaxes and falls into sleep. Maybe there'd be a little bonfire, but that would be a calming, melatonin-friendly red light. Now we are surrounded by light that tends to be blue or green. This is another example and the common theme of hormone imbalance. We have this thing, blue light, that is by itself neither bad nor good. Blue light can help regulate our hormones, but blue light, not bad or good, but the way that we live in modern Western society takes things to the extreme, and we get way too much of one thing, in this case blue light, not enough of the other light colors to balance us out. The sun also contains blue light, but it contains the full spectrum of colors, and we receive different colors throughout the day. Screens on our computers and phones are closer to the sun's 1 p.m. vibe, totally blue light, increasing cortisol and reducing melatonin. Not very good conditions for sleep. Blue light is a constant in our lives, so what can we actually do about it? First thing, right off the bat, let's not stress ourselves out. Can't bubble wrap our whole world. This only really leads to isolation, and community has way too many benefits for hormone health for you to do that. So instead of spiraling, we're going to look at the way that we interact with light and make changes that are within our control. Your first little light hack for better sleep starts at the beginning of the day. This is almost, in my mind, I see it like the equivalent of starting the day with the savory breakfast. This hack is first thing that you do in the morning is you get your eyeballs on natural light. It cannot be through the glass of a window. It has to be straight up eyeballs on natural light. Exposing yourself to natural light first thing in the day is going to start up your circadian rhythm, and the start of the circadian rhythm is just as important as how we close out the day, because this is a cycle, so each piece is affecting the others. And when you get your eyes on the light right in the morning, it just tells your system okay, it's time to wake up, and then in 7 hours it'll start winding down, setting you up for a more gentle transition into sleep at the end of the day. Hack number 2, use technology to your benefit. Smart people understand that we have a problem. So there are some softwares that you can put onto your computer. I'll link them in the YouTube video. And there's also a way that you can change your phone, the lighting that's going on your phone. So this is a recommendation actually that comes from Andy Mant from Bon Charge, which is a blue light blocking glasses company where they do some other cool stuff. Basically, on your phone, you can set up night shift should be in the morning and make the warm tone go all the way up. When it's around high noon, 1 o'clock, you can just let your phone be what it would normally be. And then in the second half of the day, turning on the red light on your phone. So I will link his article on how to do that, but I always have this on my phone, and it basically turns your whole phone screen red, and it makes such a difference. I definitely noticed a reduction in headaches and stuff if I'm on my phone later in the day. We live in this time for a reason. We should not turn our backs on innovation. We need to be working innovation, working technology, and trying to find this middle of where we can be growing and healing so that our bodies actually make it to that point of getting to our highest potential without all this damage. Tip number 3, get outside. The sun is that original light source, original clock. By getting outside a couple of different times during the day, you help to kind of regulate the circadian rhythm. It's winter in the north right now. I know it's not the most ideal, but along with the light benefit, just making time to get outside, is really going to help improve your sleep. Tip number 4, when you are inside and there's just a bunch of lights on everywhere, because it's not just our computer screens and our phone screens, it's pretty much all light is blue light based. So when you're in one of these environments at nighttime, when you are supposed to be winding down with less light and you don't really have the option, try to cover yourself up. Our skin has its own biological clock and is taking in light. Having it exposed to that much blue light when it's supposed to be winding down is just does nothing to help your body regulate. So get on your cozies and cover up. Tip number 5, go to sleep in the pitch dark. So maybe you need blackout curtains, or it's just about like removing any like chargers from your room at night to make sure that you have just complete pitch dark blackness. What that does is gives our body the opportunity to increase melatonin, because melatonin can only really be produced in the absence of blue and green light. To sum it up, first thing we do in the morning when we wake up is get our eyeballs on the sun, on natural light. Maybe you're like sticking your head out the window or just opening the front door. Do that for a couple of minutes first thing in the morning. Number 2, using technology where we can to reduce blue light. Number 3, getting outside more. Number 4, covering up at night when we don't have the option to be away from artificial light. And 5, sleep in the pitch dark. I just thought of a 6th one. Like I was saying before, our ancestors did have fire at night, so if you can do either like a little beeswax candle, or maybe you have a fireplace in your house, that's a really nice way to end the night. We used to do fires in the house always before bed, and it was just like sleep juice, looking at the fire before you go to bed. Just don't fall asleep with nobody, making sure that it goes out properly. That's that on light hygiene. No pressure to even do anything yet. Maybe at first you want to just kind of take stock of how you interact with light during the day and see what makes sense for you to implement.